Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a speech language pathologist turned homeschool mom to two boys, a first grader and a pre-K-er. And in today's video, we're going to talk about all of the hits and the misses and everything in between for our curriculum that we used for the 2023 to 2024 school year. So let's get right into this video. So first, I'm going to start talking about my first grader. So this is going to be all his curriculum. Some of this my pre-K-er did do with us, the science and the social studies, but just to make it simpler, we're going to do first grade and then we'll do pre-K. So for first grade language arts, we use the Good and the Beautifuls level 1 language and literature curriculum, and we absolutely love this. We did this curriculum from August to April. So we flew through this curriculum. He said that this was actually his favorite curriculum of all of them. And it just works well for us and it gets the job done, teaching all of the grammar, the phonics, the writing, that type of thing. So we really enjoyed this curriculum. And so after language arts, let us talk about math. Math was, I think, the biggest struggle for us curriculum wise, and it was because my child tested into one level, but then when we actually started that level, it was not going well. So we had to backtrack, but he was already so headstrong on, no, I want to continue with the level we started on. Things were a little iffy. So the curriculum I'm talking about is Singapore Dimensions 1A and 1B. So to keep it simple, we started 1A like halfway through August and we finished it up in, I'm looking at my notes, we finished it up in April. And he did cruise through this curriculum. This was, I think, the perfect fit for him to start with. And the workbook pages in this are much more simpler than the 1B. The workbook pages, there's like 2 or 3 workbook pages, whereas in 1B, there can be 2 to 4. It's just the jump from 1A to 1B is actually a big jump in my opinion. So we loved 1A, and you know, like I said, it was user error. We started with 1B. This took us from August to June to complete. We are finished with it. Hallelujah. He learned tons. Once the math was clicking, the strategies that they teach in this, he understood it. But it was teaching those strategies because we came from a different curriculum that didn't teach strategies. So Singapore Dimensions definitely teaches math strategies, which are very effective, but you have to learn the strategies and the methodology behind the equations they're giving you. So overall, this was like not a hit for us. It wasn't a miss either. This was just like, it worked for us. It got the job done. We are continuing with this, just like we are going to be continuing with the Good and the Beautiful next year. And now let's talk about science. Now my pre-K did participate in science with us. And for science, we started off in August with space from Gather Round. And I asked my boys what their favorite science unit was, and they actually said all the science units. So they really enjoyed this space unit, and we used it a little differently than what it's recommended to use it. We just used it for science. So we didn't do like any of the language arts stuff that was incorporated in this curriculum. We did do a lot of the other pages. There was like social studies pages and art pages. Oh, I can't even think of the other pages, but yeah, this, we enjoyed it. Now Gather Round, we probably won't be continuing using. I've talked about that before, but it's just not kind of our cup of tea, just how it's kind of an all-in-one curriculum. So we're not going to be using Gather Round in the future, in the foreseeable future. But that we did learn tons from this space unit, everything from all of the planets to the dwarf planets to light and gravity, a lot of good information in this. But it was kind of like a brain dump of information. I will say that. It was lots of reading, me giving information, and them having their workbook pages. So I wouldn't necessarily say that the curriculum itself was a hit, but the topic of space was definitely a hit. And we used the Gather Around Space unit from August to January, and then in January to June we did Wonders of the Earth and Sky by Blossom and Root. So this is kind of my representation for Wonders of the Earth and Sky. This is my son's student notebook. And we did Wonders 1 through 16. So we were covering the geology section of this curriculum. So we learned all about rocks, sedimentary, metamorphic, igneous, all about volcanoes, and oh gosh, fossils and paleontology. And we learned so much from this curriculum. This is personally my favorite curriculum. So Blossom and Root Science is my personal favorite curriculum to teach from. And also my boys love science. Yeah, I love the labs we do and the read alouds we do and the videos. So this was definitely a hit from me and the boys. Now on to social studies. So in our kindergarten year, we were doing Around the World with Picture Books Part 1, but we never finished some of the units in this. So this year, for our first grade year, we finished up this curriculum in the months of August and September. So in August, we were doing Kenya and Tanzania, and then in September, we were doing Ghana. So we finished this curriculum. This, I wouldn't say this curriculum is a hit by any means, but again, it's middle of the road. It's okay. I have lots of videos on this curriculum, so I will link them down in the description. And then, so that was part 1, and then we hit part 2. From the months of October to June, we have completed this whole curriculum. We're so proud of ourselves. And this curriculum, I think I liked it better than part 1. So part 2 was just a little bit better for me than part 1. But definitely this is a very Eurocentric curriculum, so just keep that in mind. But I will be making a review of this curriculum. I have a review of part 1 already on my channel. Like I said, I'll link it down below, and I will be doing a review of this curriculum shortly. Now, Spanish, we were using Beautiful Mundo, level 1. So we're using, this is the beautiful cover of Beautiful Mundo. And honestly, we started in January, and we have just been doing the workbook pages from the Beautiful Mundo curriculum. Yes, we are doing slow and steady, just like 2, 3, 4 workbook pages a week from January until June. That's all we can handle at the moment, and that's okay. But Beautiful Mundo, I would actually call it a miss for me, just because I need more hand holding. I need to have more of a script. I need to have, on this day I do this, on this day I do this. The decision fatigue is real with Beautiful Mundo. I think Beautiful Mundo is much more suited for a speaker of Spanish who has a lot more background. I took 4 years of Spanish, I believe, in high school, and that's all. I think you need more Spanish background to be teaching Beautiful Mundo. That's just my opinion. I don't think that my background is enough. So that's everything from first grade. But again, a lot of this stuff my pre-K was doing with us. But let's go into just my pre-Kers specific curriculum. What's funny, for my pre-K, when I asked him, what was your favorite curriculum we did and what was your least favorite? He said all of them were his favorite except his handwriting. And I go, oh, why didn't you like your handwriting? And he goes, hey mama, it was just so long. So I don't know. I don't think he specifically didn't like any curriculum. It was just funny, his little answer. It was just so long, Mom. So he did this curriculum from about August to December. So my first school book. And then he switched to the purple one from January until now. So we are just trucking away at his little handwriting, but apparently it's his least favorite thing, which is fine with me. Now, I talked about my first graders math and it just being like middle of the road, okay, probably a bit user error. But let me tell you, my little guys, PKA from Singapore Dimensions and PKB, I hit, total hits for me. I wish I had started my older child with this curriculum first. This curriculum is fantastic. It is teaching my little guy already how to do addition and subtraction, teaches patterns, it teaches just simple logic. This is really a good curriculum. I'm gonna be doing reviews on both these curriculums, hopefully in a little bit. And I'm liking that I'm starting this curriculum with him when he's a pre-K-er, because I think by the time he'll be in first grade, he's just gonna be cruising through learning all of the methodology behind math. Okay guys, last but not least, I think is my little pre-Kers language arts curriculum. And we used Gather Around level 1 and level 2. We started in August with In the Forest, and we struggled to do this consistently every day. It took us from August to February to get through this, and that should not have taken us that long. But honestly, like, I didn't want to pick it up, he didn't want to pick it up, and we were just doing all the other subjects like the science and the social studies. So I didn't think that this was completely necessary. And he knows his phonics. So this is teaching phonics and numbers. And the numbers in this, we just skipped over. It was way too simplistic. The phonics, I added so much more like drilling and giving lots and lots of examples for. I had to add so much cueing. So this, it wasn't a miss, but it definitely was not my favorite. And then after, so this teaches A through, the letters, I think A through M, and I think this does N through Z. So this is level 2 on the farm. This we're doing much more consistently. And I think we needed to get into the rhythm of doing this every single day. And once we got into that rhythm, we've been doing it. And we've completed this from March to June. So much more on track with that. And yeah, again, the numbers portions we skip. It's just way too simplistic for my little pre-K-er. Okay, one last statistic to share. We read, drum roll please, we read 119 books. These books were anything from picture books to chapter books. We read so many picture books. And when I asked the boys what their favorite book was, my first grader immediately knew. He was like, The Street Beneath My Feet. This book was from our science curriculum. This book is so cool. It completely stretches out. Like, it's going deeper and deeper. This thing will stretch out to longer than my living room, basically. It was like filling up my son's whole room. This stretches out into this giant book of everything beneath you. It was so cool. This book was a total winner, and it was very cool to read to my boys. So this was from our science curriculum. I think the reason we read so many books is because, I mean, we're a literature-based family. Our social studies had books, our science had books, our math had books. We read so many Christmas books as well. Like during Christmas, we read so many books. We read Magic Treehouse books. We read even, I think 2 Hardy Boy books. We read and read and read. Now, speaking of Christmas, the one curriculum that was the total fail, and I saved this for last for anyone watching, the one curriculum that was a total fail, I actually have to go get it. It was a total fail, you guys. Let me show you what my fail was. I've been trying to do this curriculum for my kids for 2 years, and I had the best of intentions, and I tried to make it so fun, but boy, The First Christmas by Gather Round was a complete fail, and not just 1 year, but 2 years. I have literally been trying to get my kids to do this for 2 years, and I'm not gonna try next year. We're just gonna pass this one along. I don't know what it is, but my kids are like they don't want to do anything Christmas, which is so weird to me. But I mean, they like to stick with what they know. And we started this and they're like, we want to do our regular stuff, Mom. We do not want to do this. We know enough about Mary and Joseph. We do not need to do a deep dive into the first Christmas. Is basically what they told me, in not as elegant words. But yeah, they wanted to stick with their usual stuff. I mean, I gave that a try. I do think that gather around is just not our cup of tea, and that's, do you know, that's okay. It's okay to not like some curriculum. But there you have it. That was the hits, the giant fail, and just everything kind of in between. We had a lot of just like in between curriculums, which is, I mean, that's slow and steady wins the race, right? Well guys, that is everything for this video. Those are kind of all my stats, all my statistics on what we all did throughout the year, what we accomplished, what we failed in. Well, we didn't fail, we just DNF'd it. But yeah, that's what we have. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite curriculum was, what your least favorite curriculum was. Let me know. Okay, I think that is everything for this video. Yeah, leave your hits and misses down in the comments below, and wherever you are, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Bye.